our season, I told our team that making the tournament would take a lot of hard work and a strong desire to achieve this goal. After graduating 4 seniors and a pretty talented exchange student, we knew that we had our work cut out for us. With only 2 seasoned varsity players returning, I'm proud to say that the Norton boys tennis team not only achieved this goal, but exceeded expectations. We finished 9-9, 5th in the league, and had our first doubles team of senior co-captain Micah Hearn and senior Alec Dorsey named TPL All-Star for doubles. Our first singles player, junior Kevin Fisher, finished 9-9, the best record of any first singles player in Norton since we've been in the TPL, and received an honorable mention in terms of TPL All-Star. Senior co-captain Pat Hillman also set a record by finishing 10-8 in second singles, which is a significant accomplishment and is the strongest record of any second singles player in our TPL time. Senior Ravi Patel also contributed to several wins at third singles and improved a great deal over the season in the past 4 years. But perhaps what is the most impressive is that our newcomers, Pete Danko and Sean Keating, dominated the second doubles court, finishing 13-5 and boasting the best record on their team. These 2 fierce competitors defined perseverance. Their dedication and strong will to win was a key factor in us making the tournament, and for this I congratulate them and their teammates. I want to congratulate senior co-captain Micah Hearn for earning the JFK Award. Mike is not only a strong student and a good player, but he shows leadership both on and off the court. Congratulations, Mike, on all you've done. To choose the player who has improved the most over the season in the last 4 years was difficult. Not many of these players come into high school with a ton of tennis experience, and it always amazes me how much they improve over 4 years and the fact that they can compete with quite seasoned tennis players in the TPL. One player does stand out, however. This player not only worked hard on his game in season, but also spent a significant amount of time in the off-season practicing and taking lessons. Over the course of 4 years, his technical skills improved drastically, but even more impressive is the way he challenged himself to improve as an all-around athlete. He was able to raise his game and level of athleticism, especially over the last year. It was very noticeable. His hard work has paid off, and after a successful season, I am proud to announce Alec Dorsey as our most improved player.
Good job.
This year's Most Valuable Player Award goes to a player who motivates his teammates. It goes to a player who never gives less than 110%. A player who plays his hardest no matter what the score is. A player who is continuously looking to improve his game. A player who sees every match as a learning experience, even if he wins 6-0, 6-0. This player wins with dignity and loses with grace. This player faces some of the toughest competitors and is never discouraged. This year's Most Valuable Player is junior Kevin Fisher.
Hey, Kevin, good job. We're wicked proud of you.
I definitely want to thank Terry, Mr. Dewar, Dr. Ansay, and of course my assistant coach, Mr. Grosso, for everything that they have done to support our program. I look forward to competing in the postseason for the 2nd year in a row, and I know that we will make the most out of this opportunity.
Hopefully we'll win a competitive match.
I'd like to start off by thanking a few people. I'd like to say thank you to Jerry Pillsbury, our athletic director, for all her support. I'd like to thank my assistant coach, Jeff Creamer, who went above and beyond the call of duty and assisting me anytime he could. And lastly, I'd like to thank the parents that helped out this year. Ralph Cataloni for all of his help in getting up that batting cage, which I had no idea of how to do. Parents that helped out with our new dugouts. Jim and Sue Punt, Wayne Morse, John Cuneo, and Nick Zielinski. We spent a long day out there getting those things erected, and I really appreciate the effort those people put in. Our overall record for this season was 8 wins and 12 losses. I wish it was 4 losses. 8 wins and 12 losses. That's an improvement over last season with 3 more wins than we had last year. We won both of the games that we played against Foxborough and Dover Sherborne, and we won 1 of 2 games against Millis, Westwood, Medway, and Medfield. Our team is improving as the year went on. We won 3 of our last 4 games. I think that's a good sign for the future. Of all of those games, my personal favorite was the win on May 8th against Westwood. In that game, we were trailing 5-1 at the top of the 6th inning. We won quite a few games where we were trailing late in the game. We scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning to tie the game with big hits by Lily Harlan, Casey Remick, Erica Punt, Rebecca Morse, and Shelby Rocher. They came back to score 2 in the top of the 7th to take a 7-5 lead. And then in the bottom of the 7th, Casey Calabro and Brianna Freeman led off with singles. Casey Remick doubled to drive in 2 runs and tie the game. And then Taylor Frignali laced a line drive over the third baseman's outstretched glove, scoring for Casey and winning the game with a walk-off double. That was a very exciting game. We hadn't beaten Westwood in several years since they knocked us out of the tournament a few years earlier, and it was a great feeling to beat a pretty good team. The awards for this year, our most improved player goes to a young lady who played 3 different defensive positions for the team, including one she had never played before. And that takes a lot of courage to walk onto a varsity team and play against very high-quality athletes and go to a position that she's never played before. She batted .321, which is a pretty good batting average, and she led the team in doubles with 7 doubles. Our most improved player, Erica Punt.
No question about it. Where is she? Here she is.
Our most valuable player. Young lady who's pretty much done everything I've ever asked her to do. She's been the leader of this team for at least the last 2 years. This is her 2nd year as our most valuable player. With a .373 batting average, Casey Remick.
I'd like to acknowledge Mr. Pelican. This is his last year. And we have Mr. Pelican's last game ball here. We all signed it.
Yeah, sorry, stuff. Want to be here next
I'd
season.
like to thank Mr. Pelican for all your hard work and dedication, and acknowledge you for your accomplishments, including the first ever girls state championship at Norton High School. And
3 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago for her. And she is the last remaining member of that. Casey, good job. Yeah, your friend Robert. Well, let's all get up. Yeah, it's going to be tough without your services next year, that's for sure.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Casey. Thank you, girls.
Okay, before.
I do want to recognize one other young lady. We had only 10 players on the varsity team this year, so
Yeah, a little shorthand.
we were occasionally moving people around all over the place just to get people into the right locations. But one young lady on our team worked very hard and just kept improving throughout the year. I wish I had another award to give her. At the end of the season, she really came on and helped our team win a lot of those last games. This young lady is Lily Harlan.
No, Alicia, younger sister.
Lily led the team in batting with a 404 batting average, and she did that the hard way. Lily's a right-hander who switched over to the left-hand side and became what's known as a slap hitter and a drag bunter. That means she batted left-handed through the entire season, and her goal was to try and slap the ball to the left-hand side of the infield toward the shortstop or third baseman. Working from the left side because she was 2 or 3 feet closer to first base than she would be when she batted right-handed.
Oh,
And try and force them to make an error, force them to bobble slightly, and try and beat them to first base. And she got to be very, very good at it. She had a 404 batting average. She caused people to make enough errors and enough mistakes that her on-base percentage was .515. She's done a remarkable job, and I just wanted to recognize that. Lily, congratulations.
all right, Lily. And she tricked the opponent. That's what she did. She entertained.
In closing, I'd just like to say that I've done this for 8 years, and it's really sort of changed my job here at Norton. I never thought I would be a varsity coach of anything. I was asked to do the job by Keith Gibson when he had to give it up to become athletic director.
Yeah, he's now retired. He went to...
And what I've really enjoyed about it is I've gotten to meet some wonderful young women that I never would have met. I've gotten to coach them, I've gotten to know them, and it's truly been a pleasure working with these young ladies. As far as the state championship goes, to my fellow coaches, the trick to winning that is simple. All you have to do is get a group of very talented, incredibly dedicated, and determined young women. You get kids like Stacey Allen, you get kids like Sarah Spaziano, like Emily Archer, like Tierney Marceau. Even Kelly Allen, who's sitting here in the seats tonight, was my first baseman. My first baseman that year was hurt in a car accident, driving home from captain's practice from Condon into our facility. So what am I going to do now? There goes my first baseman. Kelly walked on as a freshman. She did a fantastic
That's
job.
right. She had to miss the season court again.
The
And
trick is to just get those very talented kids, and
she
all I had to
suffered
do
a
was be in the
personal
right place at
accident
the right
outside
time.
off the
It was
field.
really easy. It was a pleasure.
Suffered an off-field
I've enjoyed coaching
injury.
every one of the teams I've worked with.
And he was singing
Young
about
ladies,
it.
I wish you all the best of luck in the future.
Telling you.
Thank you very much.
One more sport before we head over next door. Oh no! It's a ball.
This is our rookie baseball coach. Bye.
Yeah, Cat Curly. Girls basketball coach, the new Dave Malika. The new Dave Malika.
You guys ready for this now? All right, I feel very fortunate to speak tonight about the Norton baseball program and taking over for such a great coach and someone with so many victories and championships and 50 banners hanging in the gym if you go in there, and the loss of so many key players from last season. A lot of people didn't give us, I guess, a lot of credit or a lot of the chance in this TVL, which is a good baseball league, but with the leadership of 4 great seniors, Nick Salvo, Devin Askew, the captains, Ricky Travers and Sean Ryan, we accomplished many great things, and I hope there's more to come. The team finished the regular season with 16 wins and 4 losses. We had a 10-game winning streak in the league on the way there, but we did lose the league title game to a deserving Hopkinton team last week in heartbreaking fashion, 6-5 in 11 innings. But what I thought was great about this team is the next day, less than 24 hours later, we beat a Division II tournament qualifier, Foxborough, 4-3. So with all this success, obviously the team has received plenty of accolades without the season even being over yet, so there isn't the long laundry list yet, but I know a couple of these guys are going to get it. We did finish in 2nd place in the TVL, had the most overall wins in the league, earned the number 2 seed in the upcoming South Sectional Tournament. We're going to host the winner of the Mashpee-Bristol-Plymouth game Saturday at 2 o'clock here at Norton High School. We had 5 TVL All-Stars who competed last night in the All-Star game. The All-Stars were seniors Sean Ryan, Ricky Travers, Devin Askew, and Nick Salvo, and junior Eddie Hannon. Ricky Travers was named the defensive MVP for the TVL, which he also accomplished in football, so congratulations, Ricky. And guy none of you have heard of, Sean Ryan, had a couple of touchdowns this year. He's also the league MVP in baseball. So congratulations.
Yeah, you're in the frame too.
We're obviously very proud of you too. And Ricky, as far as stats go, you were the JFK winner, but I'm not going to read your stats because they don't matter.
Excuse you?
They're ridiculous. 500 batting average, 33 RBIs, 33 hits, 8 doubles, threw out 60% of the runners as a catcher, attending Stonehill College next year, going to play baseball. Great kid, great leader. Enough said. Congratulations. This year's most improved was difficult for me. It's first year with the team. I saw one game last year, and with the help of my two great assistant coaches, Dom Eno and John Noguera, we both agreed on a player who at the beginning of the season was someone who we were using basically as a pitcher and defensively, but not really using him as a hitter. And it's difficult to crack this lineup. There's a lot of good hitters. We had 8 of the top 12 hitters in the TBL. I think we ended up something like that. And I just basically kept telling all these kids, you know, when they get a chance, do what good competitors do. You got to take advantage of your opportunities. And this kid took that to another level. He ended up in the top 10 in the TBL in hitting, and that was from the 3rd week of the season on. He finished the regular season hitting 377 with 20 hits, 13 RBIs, 4 doubles, and that was in 15 games. Most improved, junior Chris Lennon.
Good job.
And the MVP. Another one I was torn about until I did the stats. I keep 15 offensive categories and statistics for our team. And this individual led us in 14 of the 15. And, you know, I've been around high school, college baseball for 12 years, and I can honestly say he's one of the best hitters I've ever coached. And it's been a privilege to coach him. He led the team in average at 520. He scored 41 runs in 20 games. He had 39 hits, 22 RBIs out of the leadoff spot, which is unheard of, 13 doubles, 5 triples, 4 home runs, and my favorite stat, he was 17 out of 18 in stolen bases. This individual will be attending Wheaton College to play baseball. We all know him. He's a phenomenal athlete, MVP for 2009, Sean Ryan.
Alright, that's...
Something last, I get the honor of saying one last thing about a coach that some of you might not know is moving on to another place for a very good reason, I might add. Mr. Kent Taylor is going to be moving to North Dakota to be with his fiancée. And I always, as a high school coach, I really think that every program in the school can benefit from a strong cross-country track, winter track program, because a lot of these athletes play other sports, and if you can run and you can run with the correct form and you're doing all of those things, you have a chance. And Coach Taylor, you've done a phenomenal job with this track program, so we wish you luck.
Cross-country track, and ever since my freshman year, I had one teacher who happened to be my English teacher, and ever since then, he's been my coach, my teammate, and most importantly, my friend. He's carried me through so much through high school, and brought me so far in life that I can't picture what my life would be like right now without him. So.
Mr. Taylor, you've been here for all of us, and we just want to bring you up here and thank you one last time. So from all of us, can you come up here for a minute?
Ken Parker took the liberty to design Mr. Taylor's scrapbook full of pictures of all the seniors in Norton Track.
I was planning on wishing Mr. Taylor well in front of everyone, but I certainly couldn't have done it any better than you folks have and than Kelsey has as an assistant coach. Thank you, Mr. Taylor, for your contributions. We appreciate you and everything that you've done. Ted Curley said it best, absolutely. And to Peter Pelican, from the Norton High School Athletic Department and Norton Public Schools community, we wish you well in your retirement, and we'll be sad to see you go. Enjoy yourself. You deserve it. Thank you.
Kelly. Oh, the twins. us more. Never ending. Congratulations, girls. That's all. All women after this. All females. Oh boy, that was a long one. Oh, then we have to remain standing for the national anthem. Yeah, Kelly Allen's the treasurer. Norton, thank you very much. She's about to make comments.
Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the singing of the national anthem. To the flag
of the United States of America.
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God,
Indivisible, liberty and justice for all. This is afterwards. Oh, she's gonna do the next.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and